So sitting upright, spine is straight, but at the same time, shoulders, neck, and face very relaxed. We can start with the eyes closed. Maybe just taking a moment to feel our body sitting, to notice this present moment, how it feels in our body. We start right away with a breath awareness. I'll talk about the word awareness in a bit. We'll explore that a little bit later. But just paying attention to the breath. So the breath comes in, the breath goes out. We can feel it, we can sense it. Just as usual, when the mind is distracted, whether it's after a second or two or longer, it doesn't matter when we realize the mind has been distracted or lost in thoughts. When we take a short moment just to recognize that, just to notice that, make sure we're not rejecting it or we're not holding on to it, just recognizing it as a state which is present, and then coming back to the breath again. And if we're not sure what it means to notice the breath or how do we do that, well, we can just focus our attention on the nose, feel the breath moving in and out in that area. If it's too difficult to pay attention to the nose, we could pay attention to the belly and feel the small movements there. If there's any other part of the body that is easier to notice breath in, we just pay attention there. We want to make sure that there's a sense of ease in this practice that we do. We're not trying too hard or even trying at all. We just let our attention rest on the breath. And here's a slight difference between those two words, awareness and attention, that we can consider today. Awareness is always there. All the time, throughout our life, there is awareness to this, to that, doesn't matter. Awareness is an ingrained part of living. There is no life without awareness. Attention is something, it's kind of a faculty, a capacity we have to direct this awareness at will to certain objects, to certain parts, certain areas. And attention has kind of a volume button. And it takes a while to figure it out. So in the next few minutes, we're going to try to pay attention to the breath with the minimum amount of attention needed so that the mind doesn't get distracted. At first, we'll notice we're paying attention too hard. We're feeling tension. We're feeling effort. So we back off and then we realize we're paying too little attention. The mind is distracted easily. And then through process of trial and error and exploration, slowly we'll find the right amount of attention, which is the bare minimum that is needed just so we can stay on the breath without the mind wandering off. So let's take the next few minutes and explore that. At first, again, it won't be that obvious, but over time, as we explore this thing called attention, the ability to pay attention at will, we'll realize we can play with the intensity level as well. Let's try that for a few minutes. Use the breath as an object. As we find the right amount of attention, we need to just stay with the breath. We can at the same time notice the rest of the body, notice thoughts that arise. So staying with the breath doesn't mean thoughts don't come and go, doesn't mean that sensations in the body don't come and go, not at all. They're still there all the time. So as we continue noticing the breath moving in and out, we also notice occasionally a certain part of the body. Maybe we feel the foot or the back or the face or the shoulder, whatever it is. And then occasionally we notice there's a thought appearing in the mind. So we start shifting into more of a open awareness where there's attention on a very low intensity of attention that is directed in different places simultaneously. Slowly, as we gradually expand this, gradually feel more comfortable paying attention at will to different things simultaneously, we start noticing more and more things at the same time, to the point when we're just there as open awareness, receiving whatever there is to receive at this moment internally. And again, this is a slow process where we can actually find just the right amount of attention on the breath and just the right amount of attention on the body, just the right amount of attention on the mind, the thoughts. And very often we need to move from one to the other a few times and explore the right amount, the right volume of attention on each until we can combine them all together. It sounds quite technical and methodical, but it actually is the opposite and should be the opposite. It's really about discovering a natural state, in a way, dropping into that state or resting in that state that is quite, should feel quite easy and organic. But due to many years of using attention a certain way or being distracted very often, it might take a while to feel comfortable in the state I'm describing. So we should be patient, slowly explore this, expand, let things be however they are, whatever is possible. But keep in mind the possibility of paying attention in a very easy, relaxed way to our breath, our body, and mind at the same time. Continue to explore, paying attention to in a holistic way, complete way to everything that is appearing in every moment, body, breath, mind. We might explore a sense of dropping or resting as awareness itself. What I mean by that is we look into that feeling of subject, looking at that feeling as so sort of a center from which we are observing things. We start noticing that when we observe the breath or the body or the mind, there's always a feeling of an I, a me, a center or so of sorts from which we are looking or observing or noticing. And this could be useful for some time, but then whenever we can, whenever we're ready, we start noticing that sense of I, the sense of center that I mentioned. Maybe use that just for a short moment as an object of meditation, just paying attention to that, how it feels. What is it? What is it? I mean, not philosophically, but just on a practical level. How does it feel in the body? How does it feel in the mind? Very often we may discover that feels kind of like a contraction. Then maybe we can just release it momentarily and allow ourselves to notice things as awareness itself. And basically resting as awareness and allowing whatever appearance that we notice to just be as part of awareness, as a sort of a wave within awareness. There's no boundaries of me looking and something which is looked at. It all starts to feel as a continuum of appearances. And even that sense of I becomes just another appearance within that field of consciousness, we can call it that, maybe, or awareness. Now, if it sounds too philosophical and too abstract, we just ignore it. But if this resonates in any way and we maybe can start exploring, experiencing things this way without this separation of an observer, a looker, and an object, something we're looking at. We let go of that separation and see where it takes us. And then we start letting go of all technique, all efforts. And we start moving towards what is called in the Zen Buddhist tradition, Zazen, which is simply sitting, just sitting without doing anything, without any object or objective or any agenda or anything to achieve or do. And yet at the same time, we stay curious and open to notice what is coming up when we just sit, simply sit. Do that for another minute or two as we head towards the end of our session. Just sitting, as simple as that. Very slowly, we start bringing the hands together in front of the heart, lower the chin, and take a short moment to close our session with that gesture. Maybe take this moment to set some intention for the rest of the evening, rest of the day, rest of the year. Maybe offer some gratitude or anything else that feels appropriate. Wonderful. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.